what is up, everybody? Today we're back in for another video. If you don't know who I am, I'm Desmond, and welcome to DM Fishing. So today's video, I'm just going to be making rigs. I'm going fishing at the Skyway pier tomorrow, so I just want to make some rigs and show you guys specifically how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to go super in depth. If you want a really in-depth video on all type of rigs, freshwater and saltwater, where I'm going tomorrow is saltwater. So if you want a video on that, just let me know. But today I'm just going to kind of go in depth to it. Just show you the basically things that you'll need. And I mean, yeah, not too much, really simple. And I hope you enjoy. As you see, it's nighttime right now. I kind of just thought of the idea to go ahead and make my rigs for tomorrow, because I haven't done it today yet. Been doing a little bit, all types of things today. So yeah, I'm going to go get my rods, show you what I'm using, and then show you what rigs I'm putting on each rod. Alright, so I've got my table here. I've got my tackle box, and my bag with the other stuff I have in it. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So, first rig I'm going to be starting off with is a sabiki rig. If you don't know what a sabiki rig is, it's basically a rig that has about 6 to 10 hooks on it. It's to catch bait, so I'm trying to go for a snapper. Excuse me. I'm trying to go for snapper, snook, tarpon, all that other stuff. You know, I'm trying to go for all that, but mainly snapper, maybe grouper, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm making a sabiki rig so that way I can catch the bait, use that as either a cut bait or live bait. Okay, so what you're going to need for this rig, you're going to need about 6 to 10 pound monofilament. It's just my dog in the back. But I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, 6 to 10 pound monofilament. This is 6 pound. Is jawbone tackle. This is 650 yards. I mean, I like using this. You don't really need too heavy line for sabiki because you're just catching bait fish, really. So yeah, you're going to need your mono. You're going to need a swivel, a snap swivel preferably, you know, so you can put your weight on. And then you're going to need a regular barrel swivel. Yeah, it's really tiny, so it's hard to see. You're going to need a barrel swivel, and you are going to need very tiny hooks. These right here, I think might be around size 6 J hooks or bait holder hooks. I'm not too sure. They're offset hooks. I've used those for sabiki before, and of course you're going to need something to cut it. I've got this off of Temu for like 60 cents, so you definitely want to invest in one of these because these can help, especially when cutting heavy line. These are like extremely sharp, and I've used them so much before. So yeah. Okay, so how we're going to do this is first you want to take off about 3 feet of your sabiki or of your mono. So this is, I say this right here is about 3 feet, maybe a little bit extra. So the first thing you're going to start with is really just putting your swivel on your only one swivel, because you haven't got your hooks on yet. So you can either put your snap swivel on or your swivel that connects it. I'm going to put my snap swivel on, and how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to take my line here, put it right through that snap swivel. I'm going to use a uni knot, you know, something really simple. I showed you in one of my older videos how to tie a uni knot. If you haven't watched that video, or you don't know, or you are new to the channel, all you do is get your main line, you put it through there, you pull it up just a little bit so it should be hanging like this, and you just match it like you put it up like that. Don't mind that extra line, and you take a tag like that, and put it around, and then your tagging that's right here, just put it in that loop that you created, maybe about 3 to 5 times. Just wrap it around inside. So this is about 3 here. How do I keep losing the line? This is about 3 times here, and all you do is just pull like that, and you tighten down. There you go. You got your swivel on at the bottom there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. So you got your swivel there at the bottom. So now here's the most important part, hooks. There's many ways you can do it. So personally, what I like to do is you want to create your knot before you put your hooks on. So here's how we're going to do this. There's many ways you can do it. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. But here's one way you can do it. So what you want to do is you want to get like maybe about 6 inches of your line, and you want to create a loop. So just create a regular loop like that. Regular loop like that. Now you want to pull that loop apart, and you'll have these 2 little connector pieces right here. What you want to do is you want to hold this right here, and you can use your mouth if you want to. I don't really know. And all you want to do is take those and start wrapping them around each other while keeping your loop intact. Wrap it around each other maybe about 4 or 5 times. Now the bigger your loop, the bigger your knot, or the longer that your line is going to be. So just want to keep wrapping it. I'm going to wrap mine about 4 times, maybe 5. Okay, now that you have it wrapped, it should be like that. Now that top line of your loop, you want to get that line, and you want to put your 2 fingers through here, and you want to pull that line through there. It may be a little bit confusing because how far away I am and how light this line is, but you want to pull it through just like that, and then pull. Just one pull. Not too hard because you will break your line. Yeah, you want to pull. And then there you go. You have your line cinched down just like that. And all you got to do is just take your hook. You can either tie Palomar or you can just tie it on there. But yeah, I'm going to get to the other knots. I'm going to put, I got enough line for about 4. So I'm going to put about 4 on here. Maybe 3, probably 3. So now this other line, like you want to do, you want to just go about 3 inches up and make a loop like that. Make a loop just like that. And what you want to do is you want to fold it. So you want to fold it like, it's like tying a clinch knot. If you don't know how to tie a clinch knot, then it's like, a clinch knot is basically the same as a fisherman's knot. But a clinch knot, all you do is take your line, wrap it, and then pull it through the thing. So this is kind of like how that is. You take this right here, you make a loop through your line, then you want to fold it down, and you want to wrap it, keeping that loop between, loop between your fingers. You just want to wrap it. You can wrap it any way you want, left. A lot of crazy things happen at night. You just want to wrap it like so, and then that little bit of a loop that you still have, you want to take your finger out, so you should have 2 loops, and that little mini loop that you have from wrapping, you want to pull that right through the top loop that your finger was made through, like that, and you want to pull down. Just want to cinch down. So there you go. Now you have a second loop. Now you can either do 2. I might just do 2 just for the purpose of the video. But yeah, you want to do it like that. And really, once after, you just want to put your hooks on, which I will show you how to do. So you want to get your loop. I'm gonna get my biggest loop right here. It's about 3 inches long. You want to get that top and you want to pinch it down. You want to get one of your hooks, which is like about size 6 hook, and like I said, pinch it down really tiny and try to fit it through your eye of the hook. Okay, so once you got it through there, it took me about 6 minutes. It took really long. So you can either do one out of two things. You can either tie a Palomar knot, which all you do is you'd make an overhand knot, you tie it through, and then that loop that you have, you flip it over. Or you can do what some people do and just take your loop that you have here, put your hook through that loop, or just put the loop over your hook, whichever way, and it'll stay on because the type of knot it is. No, it won't really require much at all. And there you go. You have your hook. And all you do is you tie your swivel to the top. Excuse me. Yeah, you tie your swivel to the top using uni knot, Palomar knot, whichever knot you feel you want to use. So I'm going to show you how to do your free line rig. So what you're going to need is you're going to need your main line. My main line is monofilament because this is, I think, 20 pound, 30 pound. I'm not too sure. It's on my medium heavy rod, 7-foot medium heavy. So this is going to be the one I'm going to use for snapper and maybe like baby gag grouper and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to be using 30 pound mono. Still have some. Yeah, I still have a little bit left. So we're going to be using 30 pound. And yeah, really simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie a connector knot, which I also went over in one of my previous videos. You need a uni connector knot. So what we're going to do here is put your lines together like so. So I don't know why it's tangled like that. Yeah, we're going to get our two lines, put them together, and all you do is tie a uni knot on top of each other. So your first line, so your leader line, you're going to use to tie the first uni knot. For heavier lines, you want to do a slight bit more wraps. So I'm going to do about 6, maybe 6 or so. Alright, that's 6 wraps. And then you just want to cinch down together, and before you cinch all the way, salivate. No, it definitely helps. Not many people realize that, but it helps quite a lot, especially when, you know, tightening down mono to mono, because it's it doesn't create friction. So now you're going to do the same exact thing, just on the underside. You know, just like you did the top side. Uni knot, about 6 wraps. Usually I use this knot for braid to mono, but I'm using this mono to mono because I don't really want to tie. This is like one of the best knots I know to tie for mono to mono. So yeah, just pull, salivate your line, and then what you do is pull together. Not too much that your line breaks, you know, but you just pull enough together, and you should have a nice big knot. Now all you want to do is get your snips. Trim your tags, not too close because this is still a knot that tightens down a lot and will indeed collapse on itself. And there you go, just like that. So now you have your leader line connected. And now what we are going to do is we're going to tie on our circle hooks. So you can either use a big circle hook or you can use a tiny circle hook. Because I'm going for snapper and tiny grouper, I'm going to be using a mid-sized circle hook. So yeah, I can't really tell you exact size but I can tell you somewhat of the size. So this one is not an offset hook. This is a 2-watt circle hook here. 2-watt circle hook. Definitely recommend using. I love circle hooks, especially for when it comes to saltwater fishing or live bait fishing. So for this, we're going to tie a snell knot. Really simple. You want to get your line, put it through your tag just like that, or through your eye just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to take your line and put it back through the eye. Now, there's many ways to tie a snell knot. This is just mine. Don't worry if you're using heavy leader, like 50 pound for a smaller circle hook, this might not work. So if you definitely want to use a bigger circle hook, if you're using, depending on the line poundage. So like I'm using 30 pound, I'm going to use a 2-watt to anything pretty much bigger than that. And yeah, so what you want to do is you want to have that loop through there off the tag just like that, and you want to have your tag. So now put your loop not around the tip of the hook, but just down the shaft. And what you want to do is get your tag, and you want to start wrapping. You want to start wrapping down around that loop that you created. So do about 3 or 4 wraps depending on how big your line is. And once you finish, get that tag and put it right through that end loop. Pull. You don't have to pull much, just a little bit. You want to pull, and this is actually a new way. I learned how to tie a snell knot, and this is definitely one of my most favorite ways, because this is one of the most tighter ways that I've learned how to tie a snell knot. And yeah, basically now you have your snell knot, you have your free line, and yeah, this you can use for like live bait. Like I said, you can use this for live bait. You can use this for free lining. You can use this, for cut bait too, which I might use for cut bait. I'm going to be using dead maharas, mullet, chunks of mullet, greenbacks, pinfish, stuff like that. Yeah, you just put that like that, and voila, there you go. That's how you do a free line. Now, don't mark my words, but I like to use monofilament in types of situations like these. Some people like to use not mono, but they like to use fluorocarbon. I don't have an issue with fluorocarbon. It's just fluorocarbon, there's not as much stretch, meaning there's a lot more tension. So you can easily snap. Mono has better stretch memory, so you can stretch farther past this amount. And the brand that I use is Omniflex, Zebco Omniflex. 250 yards. You don't have to buy one of the things. I guarantee this right here will definitely treat you better, as they're only like $2 at Walmart. And you can get one of the little the wraps for like $7, $20 almost. Like for fluorocarbon, it's almost $20 for like 30 pound. When I checked my local tackle shop, it's like a gas station and tackle shop. It was like, I want to say $35 for like 25, 30 yards of 30 pound fluorocarbon. So definitely rough. Yeah. So now we are going to get into the best rig of all, in my opinion, our knocker rig. Okay, so really simple. It's kind of just like the last. It's pretty much just like the last. This time a little bit more different. So you just want to get your line. How much we're going to use? This is about 2 feet. 3 feet. I say 3 feet. This is about 3 feet of 30 pound we're going to do the same thing basically. This time, how we're going to do it is we're going to tie our snell first, our snell knot first, and then we're going to do it. So, yeah. So, like I said, you can just get your medium-sized hook, depending on what you're fishing for. Like I said, I'm fishing for, like, snapper and, like, mini grouper and stuff. So, I'm not trying to use, you know, a super huge hook. Just something basically that can, like, hold me off. Basically something that will work and isn't like too big. So yeah, with this we're going to use our hook, our circle hook. You know, you just want to put it through, take it out, put it back through your eye, use that tag and wrap. So basically, you know, just like we did last time, you want to pull, salivate. I didn't salivate last time. That's my mistake. Don't forget to salivate, people. That will literally save your hooks and your rigs. Trust me, it will. Okay, so now that your snell is done being tied, don't mind the background noises. I live by a main highway, so yeah. Now that your snell is done being tied, now you want to get your weights. I have a variety of egg sinkers. Okay, for some reason I can't find my egg sinkers, so I'm just going to use one of these. It's kind of like an egg sinker, but it's not necessarily one. So I think I mentioned earlier, if I didn't, sorry. You're going to want to have a bead. And what you want to do is your bead is going to basically protect your knot from getting messed up and your hook. So yeah. Okay, so all you want to do is get your bead, slide it on there. These are like really cool beads. They're like eyes. It's really cool in my opinion. Yeah. So what you want to do is get your sinker, put your thing right through there, and there you go. You got your very own knocker rig. Now you should always use a lighter weight. I have a lighter egg sinker somewhere. I don't know why it's gone. But I'm not going to front over it too much. So what you want to do now is you want to get your swivel. So yeah, so now you got your snell knot, you got your knocker rig. And so basically your knocker rig, it moves freely, and sometimes it works. Like if you get snagged, maybe all you got to do is, you know, so if you're snagged up on something like this, all you got to do is, you know, let's say you're snagged up on something and your line is like this. All you got to do is let tension go and let your knot fall down there like that. And all you got to do is reel up or pop your line really quick and let your hook fall out, and it'll knock your knot off. Also, this will really definitely it gets your bait to the bottom. I use this around piers or bridges a lot. Definitely is a must-do at the Skyway pier. So yeah. Okay, so now that we've gone over the rigs, all I'm using for my setups is, my biggest one is this 8-foot medium heavy. It's basically just a Walmart rod, you know, with a Walmart reel on it. It's a South Bend R2F combo. I would get it, you know, it's okay combo, it's done me well. This one right here is the combo I like to use for inshore a lot. It's a Shimano Sienna 4000 with 25 pound or 30 pound braid on. I think it might be 30 pound, I'm not too sure. But yeah, Shimano Sienna on a Daiwa Samurai X, 7-foot medium heavy. And then on this one, which is a Berkeley Fusion reel, on a Denko Charger XT, 7-foot medium heavy too. This one, except the difference between this one and my Daiwa Samurai X, even though they're both medium heavy, this one right here is definitely the more heavier rod. this one could definitely handle a lot bigger fish. So, yeah. So I have the free line on the Danko, and I have the knocker rig on my Ozark Trail, or no, not Ozark Trail, South Bend one. And this one will be the sabiki. I have yet to tie the sabiki on here, but it will be tied on, definitely. But I like this reel a lot. I've had it for some time now. Definitely would recommend. Yeah. I did say I caught a few fish on the DOA shrimp, so there's one right there. There's one right here. There's one right here. And then there goes the other one. So yeah, you, like I said, if you like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, peace.